Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Siemens WG54G210GB washing machine. And what I want to do today is to show you around the washer, some of the features and benefits that it offers. Just before I start, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, just give us a quick thumbs up. At this time of recording, this is part of Siemens' new A energy rated washing machines. This model has a capacity of 10 kilograms, or up to 10 kilograms, I'll go over that a bit more in a moment. But what I do find is with some large capacity machines, they can be quite big. So I'm just going to pop a tape measure across just to show you the dimensions on it. Now the width on this one, so you're looking at just under 60 centimeters or 23.5 inches. The height, which should be pretty standard at 84.5 centimeters or just under 33.5 inches. Now the main thing that can vary on, especially on large capacity washing machines, is the depth of it, so front to back. On this model, if we are going to the back, so to the front lip here, you're looking around 60 centimeters or again 23.5 inches. If you want to include the door as well, let's just shut that. So if we're including the door, then you're looking around 25 inches or around 64 centimeters. So before you buy the washing machine, or I suppose any washing machine, just have a quick measure, just make sure it'll fit in. When you first turn the machine on, you will notice you get a really nice clear white LED display. You've got some blue symbols just down the left hand side there. But I do really like the Siemens displays, just showing that it's got 10 kilogram in the bottom right hand corner there. As I say, I do really like the Siemens displays. I think they are so much clearer than some of the other brands. The sister company Bosch normally go with a red display, although some of the higher end machines, they are starting to revert to this colour. I'll just run through some of the programs quickly, just show you what they offer. The first one on here is the cotton program. With that one, really depending on the temperature that you're going to operate at, I suppose if you're looking at around 40 degrees, and if you're going to wash on the full 10 kilograms, then the water consumption on that one, you're looking around 98 litres of water. Some of the programs will use quite a bit of water now, because the energy ratings have been revised, and because the time of the program, some of them can be quite long. So on this one, you're looking around 3.5 hours and 98 litres of water. But what happens is by doing that, they can reduce the energy, and I'll cover the energy a bit more in a moment. But as I say, on that one, 98 litres of water. As you go on to the next program, the Eco 40 to 60, on that program, if you're going to wash at the full 10 kilograms, it's a slightly longer program. You're looking at just under 4 hours. This one is reduced down to 77 litres of water. So it makes a huge difference, 98 down to 77. If you bear in mind, if you're doing several loads a week, over a year and say over 4 or 5 years, that will make a huge difference to the amount of water that is consumed. And also, when you're using less water, then there's less electricity needed to heat that water up. And on both of those programs, then you can use the full 10 kilograms. As you come on to the next program, the Easy Care, this program is slightly shorter, it's around 2.5 hours, but that's reduced down to 4 kilograms. So you can't wash the full 10 kilograms in this one. With the Easy Care program, you're looking around 63 litres of water. That's also reduced. The spin speed isn't at the full 1400 spin. The maximum you can do on this one is up to 1200. And I suppose really for Easy Care garments, then you might not want to be spinning at the full 1400. Then as you come on to some of the other programs, you've got things like the Delicate Silk. As it says, it's a 2 kilogram program, so it's a much smaller, much quicker program, only 39 minutes. And these are really designed for machine washable silks or synthetic fabrics. Also again, you wouldn't want to be spinning those at the full 1400 spin, so the spin speed is limited on that one up to 800. Some of the other programs, you've got things like the woolen program. Then the next one, mixed fabrics, that's quite a good program. I suppose as an overall program, again it's only a smaller load, 4 kilograms, but this is really designed for items, say cotton, linen or synthetics or blended fabrics. So if you wanted to mix things together, you're not too fussed about separating all the fabrics, then that's a very good one to use. Then you've got the options for things like the rinse, or then you've got the spin and drain. Drum clean's a good one. With this, this is designed so you don't put anything in it, you don't put any clothes in it. There are special cleaning detergents that you can use if you want to, but on the whole, what we normally recommend is just to put this on on the program, on its own, the drum clean option is ideal for people that are washing at 40 degrees or lower the majority of the time. Because what you'll find is if you're washing at, say, 40 or below, then the machine doesn't have the opportunity to get clean. And what I mean by that, things like the heating element. If you are going to wash things like your towels or other items at, say, 60 or 90 once or twice a month, then there is less reason to use the drum clean option. I know at home I do tend to wash some of my towels on a hot wash. I just find that that's quite a good option. So for me, I wouldn't need to use the drum clean option. Whereas some people, if you're washing at, say, 20 or 30 degrees all the time, then I would recommend using the drum clean, and that can really help with the longevity or the lifespan of the washing machine as well, and also the performance. Then you've got dark wash. So with this one, this is really designed for colour intense or dark coloured items, things like jeans. Then the next one, you've got the shirt program. With the shirts, as it says, really designed for things like shirts or blouses. And what you can find is that some of these other programs can be really good, because what they'll do is they'll wash in a certain way and they'll spin in a certain way as well, hopefully to avoid the creasing. You will see that the spin speed on this one is reduced to 800. Because the last thing you want to do is to wash a whole load of shirts. I mean, at home myself, at the end of the week, I tend to do a shirt wash for myself and my lads, because what I do find is that if I do them all in one go, it's so much easier. I just put all of them in, and again, I don't put it on the full 1400 because I don't want it to be too creased, and it just makes the whole ironing process, or hopefully trying to get out of the ironing, because it's one job I absolutely hate, just makes that job a lot easier. Next option on here is the outdoor program. So this is for all weather and outdoor clothing, with things like membrane technology and water resistant fabrics. And on that one, again, it is a smaller load. It's only a 2 kilogram load, but it will take just over an hour to do. And again, the spin speed is a maximum of 800. The Hygiene program, with this one, this is for hard wearing items, things like cottons, linens or blended fabrics. And this one is really good for things like allergy sufferers or people with strict hygiene requirements. Then the final program is this one, the Rapid 1530. Now that's 2 programs in one, so it's either a 15-minute program or a 30-minute program. And if you were to choose the 30-minute program, then with that one, that has a maximum capacity of up to 4 kilograms. Or if you were to choose the shorter program, we can select that. So 15-minute program, reduce it down to 2 kilograms. And if you press it again, takes it back to 30, and that's up to 4 kilograms. Now this is really almost like a refresh program, as I would call it. I do tell customers not to expect to do a 15 or 30-minute wash and to get fantastic washing results, because on the whole you won't get that. But this is good if you've had something in the cupboard for a while, or if you've worn something, say, once, and you just need to give it a quick wash. It's not dirty, then this is an ideal program. Again, you are limited on the capacity of the program, and hopefully you've noticed that as you go round, very few of the programs can you use the full 10 kilograms on, and that's quite commonplace now. A lot of manufacturers are doing that. But what I will do is I'm just going to show you some of the other options along the bottom here. So what Siemens have done is they've offered a stain option. Now what this will do, this will almost enhance the wash, and it will wash in a certain different way to try and get rid of the certain stain within the clothes. Now you will find it will make a little bit of difference to the wash as far as the duration. Now the first one is blood. Now that's something that if you ever got blood on, say, a shirt, then sometimes you might not be able to get it out, and it could almost be a write-off. So I'm not surprised it's a much longer program. At 4 hours 56, that really is quite a lengthy program. But if it manages to save one of your favourite shirts or trousers or dress, then that time could be well worth it. The next option on here is grass. If you've ever got a grass stain on your trousers, then that could be, sometimes it's quite difficult to get out. Not as bad as blood, and that's why it doesn't really make a difference to the time. The next one on here is red wine. I've certainly spilt red wine down a shirt before. Very frustrating, but if you try and put it in the washing machine really quickly, then that could be, again, save the shirt for you. The next one on here is grease and oil. Again, I've had grease and oil on my trousers before. I do remember a pair of trousers years and years ago that I left it a little bit too long. It's one of my favourite work trousers that I used to use, and I never got it out because I didn't look after it straight away. And then as you press the button again, then it disappears. So as you can see, on one of them, so on the blood, that made a big difference to the duration of the program. But then as you go back to the other three options, then the time stays the same. The temperature option, so temperature will go from 90 degrees. So it will vary on each program, but you will find that if you press the temperature, so you've got 90, 60, 40, 30, 20, and then cold. So that will just wash in the temperature of the water that it's arriving at. Then you've got spin speed. On some programs, you've got the ability to go up to a 1400, but generally as you come down, so 1200 spin, 800, 600, 400, and then you've got the no spin option or rinse hold. You've got the less ironing or reduced ironing option, and with that, what that will do, first of all, it reduces the spin speed, but you will find that that's a lower agitation spin, and that's really good for things like some of your fabrics, like things like your shirts or blouses, where you really don't want them to be creased at the end. As mentioned earlier, I'd much rather have a slower spin speed, so everything is not quite as dry. I suppose it's not got extracted as much water out, but there's less creases at the end. Pre-wash, that's an option that I suppose if you've got things like kids with football kits, dirty rugby kits, then that's a really good option. Pre-wash isn't used as much now. We tend to find as we're talking to customers, it's something that a lot of people don't tend to use, but most brands are still putting it on there. Water and rinse plus, as I mentioned earlier, if you've got somebody in the household that suffers with things like allergies, then that could be a very important option for you. So you can, as you just see there, it adds a little bit of time, so it goes from 3 hours up to 3 hours 13 with those different options. Ready in, so with that, that's basically a time delay, and I'll just show you. So this will normally go up to 24 hours. Let's just go all the way up. So if you've got things like cheap electricity during the night, things like economy 7, then that's a good option to have, especially at the moment because people are very energy conscious, or they're very concerned about the amount of electricity and water that they're using. Vario speed, with this, that can reduce the time of the program, but it does reduce the capacity of the wash. So normally, let me just show you. So with those options, so if you were to wash, say, a 40-degree program on cottons, 1400, you're looking around 3.5 hours. If you were to press the vario speed, then that reduces it down to 1.5 hours. So it's less than half the time, but then you are reducing the capacity. So that's a very good option if you want to do a smaller load. And then finally on the right hand side here, you've got start and reload. So once you've selected all your program and any other options, just press start. On some of these new Siemens washers, I love these big doors. I think it makes it look really fantastic, especially compared to some of the older range. I think they look quite dated now. So I'd say well done to Siemens engineers or the designers as to how it looks. Something that's really good is you have got a light in here. Now, I know for some people you're thinking, well, why do I need a light? It's just in a washing machine. But on large capacity washing machines like this, I think it's really important to know that you've got all your clothes out. And that's why just having a drum light inside is very useful. You will find that it's quite a good porthole size, so 30 centimetres or around 12 inches. So it's nice to be able to get the clothes in and out nice and easily. Something I try and point out are things like the hinges and door catches, and on this model you've got metal ones, and I do point it out because some brands are reverting to cheaper plastic hinges and door catches, and you will find that over the years they're normally one of the first things to break. Just at the bottom here you've got a couple of options, so you can take that off. First of all, you've got an emergency door release, so if you needed to get into the machine quickly, then they just pull that lever down, normally with a screwdriver or something, and then the door will open. Clearly make sure there's no water in it. If you do, then you're going to get very soggy feet. Another way to get soggy feet is by opening that when it's midway during the wash, which I've known people do. But that just gives you access to the pump and filter behind there. If you couldn't open the door, so if you had got water in the machine and if you needed to empty it, then you have got this hose here, and what that will do, just put a bowl or a tray or something underneath, then empty that out, then you've got the option to open the door. I'll just show you the energy label on this machine. As you can see, it's an A energy rating. Now this is really the letter that people are looking out for at the moment. We do find here in the UK, because energy prices have skyrocketed, then when people are looking at energy efficient appliances, then that's what they're looking for. And that's why this machine, we've not long had it in, but so far it has been a real winner for us. Just showing that it's 51 kilowatt hours per 100 cycles on average, proving that it's a 10 kilogram load. All of these figures are based on the Eco 40 to 60 program. And that's why it's just showing at 3 hours 50 for the duration of the program. Also 50 litres of water for that program as well. Noise level, that's something I've not really talked about. If you are looking for a quiet machine, then I would consider this, looking at 74 decibels. If you're comparing it to other machines around this price range, then that's not too bad. I'll just show you around the back of the machine for installation purposes. First of all, you've got the transit bolts in here. You've got 4 transit bolts. Now they have to be taken out before you start to use the machine. If you don't, then that will not be covered under the manufacturer's warranty. Just quickly talking about the warranty, on this machine at this time of recording, it comes with a 5-year guarantee. That's parts and labour. I'm not saying it's going to be on all the time, so if Siemens do decide to drop it at some point, then I don't want to be held liable for that. But as I say, at this time of recording, it's got 5 years, which is really good. I always think it's good that a manufacturer has got confidence in their reliability, that they're willing to guarantee it for 5 years. But anyway, when these come out, as I say, you have to take the 4 bolts out before you do anything, before it's connected at all. Then you get 4 of these cheeky little plastic clips. Now, sometimes we'll get people ring us up saying, what are these for? And they're just designed to pop into that slot once you've taken the transit bolts out. Also, you've got the waste hose at the top left, the mains is at the bottom left here, and you do get a new hose. So on these, it's not the longest hose. I must say at the moment it looks quite a short hose, but that's included with it. If you do end up using the old hose for, say if you've got an extended hose, then I would always recommend, before you connect that back up, just take the washer out of this and pop that in. Whenever you change your washing machine, I'd always at least recommend starting with a fresh washer. If you're thinking of buying one of these machines, I have provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Siemens WG54G210GB washing machine. Sometimes I have to refer to the energy label for the model numbers. Honestly, some of them nowadays, they really are long model numbers. So that's why I have to revert to these. Memory's not quite as good as it used to be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video on this washing machine. All I'd normally say is please give us a quick thumbs up, click subscribe on my YouTube channel, and leave any comments below. I'd always ask for comments, whether it's good or bad, about the video. If there's something that you came to watch, or if there's a question that you had, and if I'd not answered it for you, then just pop it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.